Hey guys, Savage Gamer 1998 here, and yes, it is time for a Sega Saturn review, and you might be wondering, why do I have 3 Saturns? Well, this first one I bought from a used game store. Came with the cords, controller. That's about it. This second one I bought from a thrift store. You can tell because this crack right there, hold on, let me turn it on so you can see it a little better. There's a crack, or a chip, in the system. I'll show you the other one. Much better condition. And the third one is special because that's the Japanese system, which I did an unboxing video of. Anyway. So I have 2 Model 1s and 1 Model 2. Now, there are some differences. What's most notable is the front panels. Sure, you've got the power button on the left, reset button on the right, open button in the middle. But on the Model 1, the Sega logo's up here, and the faceplate, I don't know if you could see it. It's got a gloss plastic on the front of the console. But the Model 2, same deal, but the buttons are round and the open button is a little bit smaller. And the Sega logo is on the front. Now I know you're probably wondering, "Oh, Savage Gamer, how are you going to play your games on the Japanese Saturn? You don't have any Japanese games." Well, there is actually a way you could play US games on a Japanese Saturn. Like, if you had, like, this one of those carts that could allow any region games on any region system. I actually own that. It's right here. You probably caught a glimpse of it earlier, admittedly. Yes. Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's no access light on the Model 2. However, a nice touch that the Model 2 has... Here, I'll pause for a second and get a game. Okay, I got a game. That's better. A touch the Model 2 has is that... Here, I'll spin the disc a little bit. You can see the disc spinning on the console. But on the Model 1, unfortunately, you cannot see the disc spinning all that well. Well, you can kind of see it. Well, you can kind of see it, but it's not really noticeable. And yes, this Model 1 Saturn I did fix, by the way. This is the second one I bought from the thrift store. And it's been working fine ever since. And you can see, remember that missing battery cover? Well, I actually did manage to get it, but I'm not very satisfied with it. Because you look at the texture, you can see. Here's the difference with my other one. See the difference? This was 3D printed. Now, I'm going to say this. Don't try 3D printing your battery covers, because it's not really going to work as well. But anyways, now for the voltages on the back. Here you can see... Oh crap, hold on. Let me just... Right, you can see in the US, our Saturns run on 120 volts AC at 60 Hertz with 25 watts. But for the Japanese Saturn, it can run on 100 volts AC in either 50 or 60 hertz on 12 watts. If I had a European Saturn, I would definitely put this in the video. But unfortunately, I don't. I don't even have any European games, so can't really show that. So, now on to the controllers for the Saturn. There is the Model 1 controller, which that one I heard was very uncomfortable to hold. Over the Model 2 controller, yes, the Model 2 is also black, but that's just about it in the US Saturn or the European Saturn, whichever console you have. You got color variations for the Saturn, never really took off, except in Japan. That's why you see this white Sega Saturn, because it's really uncommon to see. Yes, you can kind of see we have a little bit of yellowing. The only reason it looks white is because I'm recording. See, it's really noticeable in the disk drive, and it looks fairly clean in there too. But like I said in the last video, I'm not really too held up on that, but yeah. But anyway, back to the controller. Now the Model 1 Saturn, I'll put a controller picture in the end of the video if you really want to know what it looks like. Now there is another Model 1 Japanese Saturn, and that is gray with blue buttons. The Japanese Saturn I have here is white, and you have gray buttons, power and reset, and the red open button. And the gray cartridge slot as well. The Saturn in the US, it's just all black. So, yeah. Anyways, I'll show you my controllers that I have right now. Okay, so I've got my controllers. We're going to start with this one. Now, this is the Model 1 Japanese Saturn controller, but when I first got my Saturn, I thought this controller was a knockoff, but it had the Sega logo on it. I was like, what? I was like, well, I guess I'm dealing with this controller for right now, but doing some research, I realized that this would have come with the Model 1 Japanese Saturn. But yeah, this is what the Model 2 Black Saturn controller would look like. And here is my other Saturn controller. Yes, this would have come with the white Saturn. So this perfectly matches the Saturn. And this accepts only 2 controllers. You probably saw that already in the video, but I'm just showing it again. So, anyway, I'm going to show you the BIOS differences, and I might show the action replay in action with the Japanese Saturn. But before I can even do that, I'm going to show you the AC adapter difference. You see how flat the American/European one is on the negative side? Well, keep that in mind. Because on the Japanese Saturn, it's rounded. So this might be a neutral system, but I'd still get a voltage converter for this. It's advised. I'm only powering this on temporarily because, well, of course I want to use it. But I'm actually going to buy a voltage converter for it. Anyway, I'll get the cord from my Japanese one, set up. There we go. Now it's a pain to get in. Where's my... there it is. But first, here's the AV cable for... This came with my Japanese Saturn. So, here, I'm gonna plug it into the back. And something else is wrong here. I know what it is. I got to plug the system in. Okay, that's much better. Anyway, turn the TV on. Ah, there we go. Got it. I've grabbed the white controller because that one is kind of special in my opinion. Well, so is the grayish controller, but yeah, you get what I mean. Anyway, we'll plug the system in. Anyway, before I can even put in a game, let me just hold on. I'm gonna put the AR cart in, and I've got these, and I've got a couple games. I've got Sonic R, and I have that other game, my first Saturn game ever, Sonic 3D Blast. Yes, I'm gonna show all the games. And I have one game that isn't Sonic related, that's Bug. Yeah, I try to change it up a little bit so I don't wind up using just Sonic games on Sega systems. But how can I have a Sega system without having any Sonic games to deal with? But anyway, we're gonna start off with Bug. Damn it. I think that battery is dead. Oh, hang on, there's something wrong here. Can't see the screen. Hold on. Hang on. I'm gonna turn the brightness down a bit. So, excuse me for a minute. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Anywho, turn the volume up. Oh, probably not that high, though. But anyway. Whenever you boot up a Sega Saturn, you would get introduced to this menu. And what do you know, I've got to find a new battery for this thing just to keep the time. Now we'll go to the system settings. Okay, checking to see if my saves are okay, and it looks like they are. Oh, no, I don't want to remove that. Hold on. Okay. Okay, we're gonna open up the drive and put Bug in. I just knocked my Nintendo Wii over. Start the game up. And yeah, I'm sorry for that air conditioner, by the way, guys. But yeah, you can also use the games to play as music CDs. Like Sonic R would be the best example for it. Yeah, and what's cool about this is that you can open the door and it will automatically return back to the menu. Now, part of the reason I mentioned the BIOS startup is because, yes, the Japanese and the US Sega Saturns have differences in the BIOS startup. So anyway, I'm going to plug the Japanese one in and I'll show you what can be found in there. Okay, I've plugged the Japanese Saturn in and I know what you're thinking. Whoa, what are you doing? Aren't you waiting for a voltage converter? And the answer is yes, I am, but I'm just powering it on temporarily. And it does work, however. Anyway, we'll turn the Saturn on. I like that startup the best. And that chime. System settings look a little different from the... Yeah, and this stuff is all in Japanese. And in the Japanese one, you can change the language if you wanted to. But I actually want to keep it in Japanese. But we're going to reboot the system just so I can demonstrate a game and this action replay being used. But before I put a game in, I'm going to let it boot up. Maybe I need to turn the picture quality brightness down a little bit. Okay, there we go, much better. Now, what you can do with the action replay is that you can search cheats and memory manager. Like you can see, for example, I have Sonic R saved. But anyway, what I really wanted to show was the Saturn booting a US game. So, that's what we're going to do. I hit start game. You can see start game with no cheats enabled. So I'm loading it now. Okay, the screen is still bright, but it's on a CRT, so not gonna be as good. you can pretty much see my Japanese Saturn playing a US game. And I just skipped the last bit of the intro. There wasn't really any point, but I just did it anyway. But say if I were to take the action replay out. Say if I were to play a US game without the Japanese, without the action replay. Blah, sorry. I'll put Sonic R in there. No action replay in there. It would just detect that it is a game not suitable for this console. But we're gonna... See, this could even be played on other CD players if you wanted it to. Alright, I'm going to pause this for a second, but anyway, Z, if you want to pause the song, is play and pause. Stop is Y. And repeat whatever... Repeat whatever is the X button. A is to start the game, B is to go back, and C is who knows what. L and R are the skip or search buttons. But anyway, that's it for this game console review. If you had to listen to some Sonic R music. The music is really good, but the game itself, I don't really recommend it. But yeah, I am gonna try to get a voltage converter so I can play this thing a lot. Not to say I'm going to retire this Saturn. I like this Saturn. I just think this Japanese one is special to me. Because the Saturn was considered a failure in the US. But that's not the case for Japan. But anyway, before I shut this video off... Oh. here we go. Sorry. Plugs were still in there, and I needed to show one last thing about that battery cover. You might wonder what that's for, so let me just turn the system around. Anyway. That system, that battery is for the clock. That battery is for the clock. And there's a difference with this one and my Japanese one. Ooh. Okay, good, I didn't break it. But anyway, there is a little button right here. If that is pushed, I'm not gonna push it. But I think this battery is kind of dead now. Yeah, I've had this Saturn for a couple years. I think it's time to change the battery in it. So, but yeah, if you wanted to clear the memory, abruptly, you could just press this and all your saves will go away. But yeah, I think the reason they made the memory card is because the system memory could take up to 500 blocks, and one of the games actually takes up 590 something, so actually 490 something, so you best get a memory card and jot down your saves from there. But anyway, that's all for this video, and bye. And that communication connector port, I don't know what that port is for. If anybody knows, let me know in the comments. Alright, this time I'm really gone. Okay, bye.